Yeah, my stomach really hurts. It's part of the Crohn's, I think, and they're even giving me morphine and stuff. So like, woo. And he said something, man. I really don't understand. They said that they're gonna scam me for cats, man. Scam me for cats? I don't know. Well, welcome back to Ottoman Asia, Cambodian style, or should I say Crohn's disease style. I've been trying to make this video for about the last 4 days. I think it's important that I do make this video. I have been very, very, very ill due to my Crohn's disease, and I just think it's important that I let you know kind of what it is, and because it concerns, I think it's important information. It's important information for me, but for other people that you may know, loved ones, family, whatever, and kind of understand that malady called Crohn's disease, and have a little bit better understanding of why we act weird sometimes. Hey man, let's go to that new freaking Indian restaurant. They got the best green whatever. Sorry man, I'll pass. Oh, he never comes with us. Anyways, let's talk about Crohn's disease. Stick with me, and I'll tell you. See, I spent 3.5 days in 2 different hospitals. I could not eat for 5 days. I've been out of the hospital now for about a week now, and I've been trying to get this video done for 4 days. I just did not have the energy. I did not have mental energy either. But yeah, just listen up, and at the end I'll tell you how much all that hospital stuff cost me. So I want to start now. What is Crohn's disease? Just messing with you. I do want to do a disclaimer first. I don't mean to offend anybody, because I may offend some people when I say a few things, but there's no malice involved, okay? And secondly, about being offended, just remember, if you do get offended, that's your choice. Think on that, okay? So I don't mean to be a bad guy. What is Crohn's disease? It's an autoimmune disease that affects your digestive tract, and it can be anywhere from your lips all the way down to your cornhole. Oh, that just took too much energy. I call it a designer disease because it's different for everybody who suffers from it. What I can eat, others can't. What they can eat, I can't. Which brings up some first thing I want to say about that is, I appreciate everybody's concern. That I do. I think people with Crohn's disease are very well versed in what's going on. They do a lot of research on it because it's horrible sometimes. And I know when somebody that you like, loved ones, friends, are in a bad way, you want to help them. Of course you do. Of course you do. But you have to remember that what is good for you may not be good for me, as far as foods and stuff. And but I know, everybody just tries to help, and I'm guilty of the same thing. I just wanted to. That's, it's kind of like when someone's really pissed off at something, and you just tell them, "Hey man, take a chill pill." What does that do? It just pisses them off more. Anyways, yeah, it's an autoimmune disease, and it deals with things that I eat. It's like there's no one diet for it. Like some people can't eat any dairy products. Thank God I can. Others, just other things. And you have to keep a journal of what you eat and how it affects you to understand what's going on. Lately, I've been trying to eat more Khmer food, healthier, which I know it is, but I'll talk about that in a little bit here. Also, let's talk about, like, when I say, well, I can't eat spicy foods. Well, I guess you can't go to Taco Bell anymore. No, that's true. However, let's put a definition on the word spice or spicy. And this is being really stupid. Salt is a spice. Doesn't have to be hot, burn your tongue or anything like that. It could be anything, cinnamon, it could be turmeric. You just don't know. Nobody knows why your body does this, okay? And what does the body do? With Crohn's disease, they kind of have, like I said, it could affect anywhere, but most people that have Crohn's disease, it's only in their upper intestines. And when I eat something, there's like this, when it goes from the stomach down to the intestines, there's a danger Will Robinson thing going on there, you know. And even though it's healthy food and all that, for whatever reason they don't know, your body's going to say, this is poison, okay? And the response that your intestines do is they swell up. Which, what does that do? It damages your intestines, but it pushes on all of your cavity, your abdominal cavity. It pushes on your rib cage, on your back, and then also as it swells, it also constricts on the inside. So that does a lot of damage to the intestine walls and the nerves there that help you digest properly. Now, let me back up a little bit. I wrote these down. Symptoms of normal Crohn's, like I said, there's nothing normal about Crohn's. Is things like diarrhea. That's right, I said diarrhea. Fever, fatigue, abdominal pain. We'll talk about that in a minute. Bloating, blood in stools, mouth sores, no appetite, and there's others. Mine is mostly around fatigue and abdominal pain, and I think that's not the right word to use. Abdominal pain, it is agonizing. The most painful thing I've ever experienced in my life. I've never had anybody shove a piece of rebarb through my solar plex, but I can understand. Okay, it's very, very painful. What happened to me? When I left Philippines on July 6th, the night before I was going to fly, I had one of these pain things come up. They usually last about 5-6 hours, very painful, very lonely when you're in a hotel room all by yourself. I thought, oh man, I'm going to have to cancel my flight and all that, but no, I made it through. And I was always under the assumption that like 4 or 5 days, your stomach's back to normal, your intestines are back to normal. Wrong. So I get back and I'm trying to eat healthier, my food, going to the market, trying to learn, get healthy, you know, that's what it's all about, right? I think though, it's going to take a long time because it's been a long time that I've been trying to do this slowly. I've been eating, processed foods, American food that makes us Americans fat, and unhealthy. That's what my body is used to now, okay? And then when you come into a foreign place and start eating foreign things, your body doesn't know really what's going on, especially with Crohn's disease. So I had about almost 2.5, 3 weeks, I had 6 episodes of that pain. Thanks to Dave does Cambodia, and Sang Lai, they come over and they help me. They get hot compresses, and then towards the end, when it's just my back, excruciating pain there, Sang Lai will put some good old, whatever it is, Tiger Balm on me, and that I really got to thank them for that. And I also I'm thanking people. I want to thank everybody that helped me in the hospital. Dave came over every day. My manager Elmers, he came by, made sure I had water and whatever I needed, and bring me my toothbrush and things like that. And also I'd like to thank the angel that came by every night and stayed with me through the wee hours when it's really kind of shitty. But what happened then is I had already damaged intestines from all this happening. And then I started taking fish oil pills because I researched and said, yeah, fish oil pills is good for people who got Crohn's disease. Little did I know that one of the major side effects can happen is massive bloating in the lower upper intestines. So I had a blockage. It wasn't a fecal matter blockage. It was a gassish blockage in my lower, my small intestines on the bottom part. So no food was going through. And then twice I had 2 days in a row. I'm going, man, I gotta do something about this. So I went shopping. Restaurant I know one thing that really helps the stomach and with Crohn's disease, and that's like potatoes, mashed potatoes, something. This one place I know has some really, really good au gratin potatoes, so I bought some of that and ate it. Now this is even strange for me. Those potatoes were tainted. Who in the hell puts their taint on somebody else's potatoes? So a couple hours later after I eat it, I start getting this pain again. Dave comes over, Sangline comes over there helping me, and then I start throwing up. I never throw up with these pains. This time I threw up, and I'm going, something ain't right. And then I started sweating profusely. I mean, I was dripping, and it was a cold sweat. And I'm going, this ain't normal. And I was sitting up, and I started getting dizzy, almost falling down when I'm sitting up. That's how dizzy I was getting. I'm going, okay, need to get me to the hospital. I'll get to the hospital. Dave brings me, Elmer's helped me. Him carries me down. I get there and threw up again, and then they realized that I was in a lot of pain, and they gave me a shot of morphine in the gluteus maximus. That's right, I say gluteus maximus. And a couple of minutes later, I'm looking up at Dave, and I'm saying, I'll see you on the other side, Major Tom. Closed my eyes, and all I saw was David Bowie and the Spiders from Mars. Okay, if you know, you know. And they admitted me, got me a room, and I had all kinds of IV drugs. One time I had 3 different freaking IV thingies dripping in me, and my friends would come over, my angel would come over, she'd help me eat a banana. But at the time, we didn't know about this blockage. Anything I'd eat, it'd want to come back up, because there was no freaking room down there. Well, anyways, they did a whole bunch of stuff, and like the second day, third day, whatever, they realized what was going on with this blockage. But they're giving me, well, here's what they did at the hospital. Blood work, of course, chest X-rays, stomach X-rays, 2 ultrasounds. I'm not pregnant; it was just low clack. A CAT scan, a lot of antibiotics, drips, saline drips. Lots of laxatives, which they were trying to clear that, but they didn't know that it was just gas and they needed to do something different, I think. I don't know. My morning enemas, and the highlight of my day was those morphine shots. And they did a lot of work on me, and it was really cool because when you leave the hospital, They give you everything, man. It's all delineated, what they did, what time they did it, all of the stuff, the write-ups, what they thought was going on. And, they even gave me a CD of the CAT scan, but I don't have a CD player. That's kind of like having a reel-to-reel nowadays. Ultrasound photos. See, I had a turkey in my stomach, so I don't know. And chest X-rays. That's really cool stuff, And anyways, I stayed there 3.5 days. I should have stayed another day, mainly for their pain management regimen. You can have a couple of those to go. Yeah, I couldn't. I came home. It was still very painful. Finally, the blockage unblocked. It was a little bit better. I hadn't eaten in about 5 days. Just couldn't. There's no room to put anything down there. Even drinking a little bit of water. but it kind of hurt my stomach. Not the pain that I was feeling before, like somebody stuck me with a freaking knife or something, but it's just very unpleasant and a constant feeling of throwing up. You eat a couple of bananas and little bananas, not the freaking, ones we get in the United States. Just always pain when you're eating it. But anyways, what else do I got to say? I was probably going to say a lot more. How much did this cost me in the hospital here in Siem Reap, Cambodia? I went to Nia Tep. It's a small hospital. I've been there before for a checkup and a few other little minor thingies. I like them. They're good. It's a nice hospital. Here's what it cost me. The most expensive thing was the CAT scan. That cost $330. Okay, and $40 for the ambulance to bring me to that hospital and back. By the way, they were great ambulance people. The gal that was back there with me, I was like rubbing, oh God. And she goes, "You have headache?" I said, "No." And she took my glasses off and she was rubbing my head all the way there and all the way back. "Are you okay?" I'm not going to say stop. Yeah, it's just another angel in my come across. But yeah, that was $330. My room was $30 a night plus $15 for tech service, which put in the IVs and whatever and giving me the shots. Each time the doctor came in, specialist, that would be $30. However, I know from the invoice they didn't charge me all the time the doctor came up and talked to me and whatever. So that was pretty cool. The morphine shots were $20 each. Yeah, I have no problem paying that. And then just all the other miscellaneous thingies and all that. And combined that with the when on the way home, I stopped and I got some more meds from the pharmacy, and then also case of Ensure, because I needed to get nutrients in my body, because 5 days, I mean, I was out of it, man. I should have stayed one more day. So I mean, total price there was a little over $1,200, and I have no problems with that. I mean, in the United States, I couldn't even get the ambulance ride to the hospital with that. Shit, I don't know how much a CT scan cost, but it'd probably be up in the several thousands. Whatever, I don't know. So that was pretty cool there. I had no problems. And before you ask, because I know I would ask it too. Well, hey, what kind of insurance you got? I've done a lot of research on insurance in the last 6 years overseas here. I used to travel with, just when I just travel here for a month or whatever, just traveler insurance covers health. But actual health insurance, because you can't have traveler's insurance when you're here for a whole year. It's just not, it's a different insurance. I have a separate money account with a substantial amount of money in it for medical emergencies. I don't touch it for nothing other than medical emergencies. And I just choose to pay my health care that way. You do your due diligence on that and what you feel. I mean, that's a total individual thing with the pre-existings that you got, or your age. And but I mean, if I can't pay for it out of my fund, it wouldn't frickin' matter anyways, So that's what I do. And so I think I covered everything. I want to thank everybody for your compassion and help and well-beings. And I guess that's about it. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, you can leave me a comment below. You can also buy me a burrito. I've got a link down there. Buy me a burrito if you want to help out the channel, new equipment, because this camera's getting old. But I just had to put that plug. If you don't want to, I don't. You're still my number ones. So with that being said, if you're still here, you're my number one fans. Stay healthy, and I'll talk to you later, man. Bye.